In March 2026, Scorpio, the stars are forcing a massive transition from reflection to raw action. From social shifts to creative breakthroughs, your world is about to look very different. Today, we're breaking down the 5 major events you need to prepare for to turn this month into your masterpiece. Chapter 1: The Social Cleanse. There is a quiet, heavy energy settling into your social life right now, Scorpio. You might have noticed a strange feeling lately, a sense that some of the people you spend your time with don't quite fit the version of yourself you are becoming. This isn't an accident. On March 3rd, a powerful lunar eclipse in Virgo is going to act like a cosmic spotlight, illuminating the truth behind your friendships, your inner circle, and the communities you belong to. Think of this as a social cleanse. Eclipses are famous for bringing sudden endings and necessary realizations. In the sign of Virgo, this energy is precise, analytical, and honest. It's asking you a very simple but difficult question. Who is actually feeding your soul and who is just taking up space? You may find that a specific group project reaches a natural conclusion, or perhaps a friendship that has felt off for a while finally hits a breaking point. It might feel uncomfortable at first. Scorpio is a sign that values deep loyalty, but this eclipse isn't here to be cruel. It's here to be efficient. It's clearing out the noise so you can finally hear your own intuition again. If you've been carrying the weight of someone else's drama or trying to fit into a social box that feels too small, the universe is about to open the door for you to walk out. Before we dive into how this shift clears the path for your biggest breakthrough of the year, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It helps us keep creating these atmospheric guides for your journey. This cleanse is actually a gift. By removing the distractions and the misaligned energies in your life, you are creating a vacuum. And in the world of astrology, a vacuum never stays empty for long. When you stop pouring your energy into connections that drain you, you suddenly have the bandwidth to focus on your true North Star. Those big, audacious goals you've been keeping to yourself. Watch closely around the first week of March. Pay attention to who makes you feel energized and who makes you feel exhausted. The social cleanse is the first step in a total identity shift. You aren't losing friends. You are gaining clarity. You are refining your world until only the most authentic high-vibration elements remain. Once the dust settles from this eclipse, you'll realize that the space left behind is exactly what you needed to grow into the powerhouse you were always meant to be. Chapter 2: The Green Light. Have you ever felt like you've been shouting into a void, or running as fast as you can on a treadmill that's going nowhere? For many Scorpios, the last few months have felt exactly like that. A season of not quite yet. You've had the vision, you've done the prep work, and you've felt the hunger for change, but the universe seemed to have its hand firmly on the pause button. Projects stalled, travel plans got messy, and that big philosophical why you've been chasing felt further away than ever. But on March 10th, the atmosphere shifts. The cosmic heavy hitter of growth and expansion, Jupiter, finally ends its long retrograde period and stations direct. In the world of astrology, this is what we call the green light. Jupiter has been retracing its steps in the sign of Cancer, which is a fellow water sign that speaks directly to your soul's need for security, expansion, and wisdom. While it was moving backward, you were likely forced to do some deep internal housekeeping. You had to look at your belief systems. You had to ask yourself if the mountain you were climbing was actually your mountain or just one someone told you to climb. It was a period of quiet, sometimes painful refinement. But now, the brakes are off. When Jupiter turns direct, the energy doesn't just trickle back in. It surges. If you have been waiting for a legal document, a university acceptance, a publishing deal, or even just a sudden moment of clarity regarding your life's purpose, this is your window. The green light represents a massive release of stagnant energy. Suddenly, the phone calls you've been waiting for start coming in. The technical glitches that haunted your creative projects seem to resolve themselves. Most importantly, that gut feeling Scorpio is famous for becomes razor sharp again. Imagine a dam finally breaking after months of holding back a massive reservoir. That is the energy of mid-March. You aren't just moving forward. You are reclaiming lost ground. This is the moment to stop planning to do, and actually do. Whether it's launching that digital channel, booking that flight, or finally sharing your most vulnerable work with the world, the wind is finally at your back. The beauty of Jupiter in a water sign like Cancer is that this isn't just business success. It's emotional success. You'll feel a renewed sense of belonging in the world. The world starts to feel like a friendly place again, rather than a puzzle you can't quite solve. You might find yourself connecting with a mentor or stumbling upon a piece of information that changes your entire perspective on what is possible for your future. Scorpio, you are a master of the depths, but even you need to come up for air and see the horizon. The green light is the universe telling you that the horizon is clear. The delay wasn't a denial, it was a preparation. You are now ready for the expansion you asked for. The only question left is, how far are you willing to go now that nothing is holding you back? Chapter 3: The Power of Routine. If this social cleanse was about clearing space and the green light was about finding your momentum, then this next shift is about how you actually keep that fire burning without burning yourself out. Throughout March, the planet of structure and discipline, Saturn, is moving through your 6th house. In the world of astrology, the 6th house is where the boring stuff lives: your health, your daily habits, and your work schedule. But for Scorpio in 2026, there is absolutely nothing boring about this. We're calling this the power of routine. Saturn is currently in Aries, a sign that is bold, fiery, and impatient. When you combine Saturn's need for rules with Aries' need for action, you get a cosmic drill sergeant. This isn't the month to go with the flow, or wait for inspiration to strike before you start working. This is the month where the universe asks you to become the architect of your own day. For a Scorpio who often operates on deep, swirling emotions, the idea of a rigid routine can sometimes feel restrictive. You might prefer to work when the mood hits you. But the stars are signaling that your greatest successes this month won't come from a random stroke of genius. They will come from the things you do every single morning at 8 a.m. Whether it's a non-negotiable skincare routine to clear your mind, a specific hour dedicated to your creative craft, or a strict commitment to your physical health, these small, repetitive acts are where your true power lies. Saturn in the 6th house is like building the foundation of a skyscraper. No one sees the foundation once the building is done, but without it, the whole thing topples over. If you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or like your health has taken a backseat to your ambitions, March is the time to draw a line in the sand. This is about physical resilience. It's about realizing that your body and your schedule are the machinery that allows your soul to produce its best work. You might feel a bit more pressure than usual this month. Saturn can feel heavy, like a weight on your shoulders, but remember, weight is what builds muscle. If your boss is being more demanding, or if your own standards for yourself have suddenly skyrocketed, don't view it as a burden. View it as a refinement process. You are being upgraded. By the end of March, the goal is to have a non-negotiable life. This means you no longer have to decide to be productive. Your routine decides for you. You no longer have to choose to be healthy. Your habits have already made the choice. This power of routine is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. While everyone else is waiting for the stars to align, you are building your own universe 1 hour at a time. This discipline isn't a cage, Scorpio. It's the very thing that is going to set you free to reach the heights we'll discuss in our final chapters. Chapter 4: The Creative Spark. After the heavy lifting of building your routine and the social editing of the previous weeks, the universe offers you a moment of pure, unadulterated magic. On March 18th, a new moon in Pisces arrives, and for a Scorpio, this is like coming home. Pisces is a fellow water sign. It speaks your language of depth, mystery, and intuition. We're calling this event the Creative Spark, but it's much more than just a good idea. It's a spiritual rebirth for your passion. This new moon falls in your 5th house, the area of your life that governs creativity, romance, and the inner child. If you've been feeling like your work has become a bit mechanical or your life has felt a little too much like a to-do list, this is the cosmic antidote. This is the moment where the structure you've built meets the soul you've been protecting. Imagine you've spent weeks building a beautiful, intricate lantern. That's your routine and your discipline. On March 18th, the new moon in Pisces is the flame that finally gets lit inside it. During this time, your intuition will be at an all-time high. You might find that the answers you've been searching for don't come from a spreadsheet or a logical plan, but from a dream, a random song you hear in a cafe, or a sudden flash of insight while you're staring at a sunset. For the Scorpio creator, this is the most fertile time of the year. If you've been wanting to start a new project, especially one that feels deeply personal, atmospheric, or even a bit out there, this is your invitation from the universe to plant that seed. The energy of Pisces is boundless and soft. It reminds you that you don't always have to fight to get what you want. Sometimes you just have to be open enough to receive it. This is a quiet power. You might feel the urge to retreat a little, to spend time in silence, or to create without showing anyone what you're doing just yet. Trust that instinct. There is a sacredness to moving in silence during this new moon. You are nurturing something delicate that isn't quite ready for the harsh light of the public eye. In romance, this new moon can also signal a fresh start. If you're single, you might meet someone who feels familiar in a way you can't explain. If you're in a relationship, this is the time to reconnect on a level that transcends the daily chores and small talk. It's about this soul connection, the stuff Scorpios crave more than anything else. The creative spark is your reminder that you are more than just your productivity. You are a vessel for mystery. Take a breath on March 18th. Put down the how-to guides and listen to the what if. The seeds you plant under this Pisces moon are destined to grow into something that doesn't just look good, but feels profound. You've done the hard work. Now let yourself dream. Chapter 5. The Clarity Shift. Everything you've been working through this month. The social pruning, the sudden momentum, the new discipline, and those dreamy creative sparks is about to collide in a moment of pure, sharp focus. As we approach March 20th, the atmosphere undergoes a radical transformation. We call this the clarity shift. This isn't a subtle change. It's the moment the fog lifts and you finally see the road ahead with 2020 vision. Two major cosmic events happen at once. The Sun enters Aries, marking the spring equinox, and Mercury finally stations direct. For a Scorpio, this is the equivalent of someone turning on the stadium lights in a dark room. Up until now, you may have been operating on intuition and gut feelings. You've been doing the internal work, but perhaps you've been a bit hesitant to put your foot on the gas. That hesitation ends now. The equinox brings a burst of raw, pioneering energy. It's a global new year that demands action. Suddenly, those creative ideas you seeded during the new moon aren't just dreams anymore. They are actionable plans. With Mercury moving forward again, the glitches in communication disappear. If you've been waiting for an answer, a contract, or a sign, it arrives. The conversations that felt like circles now move in a straight line. You'll find yourself speaking with a new level of authority and precision. You aren't just guessing anymore. You know. This shift is particularly powerful for your professional life and your public image. If you've been moving in silence as a visual curator or a behind-the-scenes architect, this is the window where your work starts to speak for itself. You'll have the energy to execute the routines you built earlier in the month with effortless speed. The friction is gone. The clarity shift is your reward for the heavy lifting you did at the start of the month. It's the universe saying, you've done the work, you've cleared the space, and you've stayed disciplined. Now go get it. Scorpio, you are often a sign that thrives in the shadows, but the end of March is asking you to step into the light of your own accomplishments. Take this clarity and run with it. The decisions you make in the final 10 days of this month will set the tone for the rest of your year. You have the map, the fuel, and finally the clear skies you've been waiting for. It's time to move. March 2026 is your season of transformation. From the initial social cleanse to the final burst of clarity, you are being refined into a powerhouse. Trust the process and lean into your new routine. If this atmospheric guide resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Comment below with the word clarity to manifest your breakthrough. Thank you for watching and stay focused.